What is up, my spirit animals and my hot messes? How are we? And welcome to Taurus season's video. Happy Taurus season! I feel like I'm a little bit later than usual because it's Taurus season, and a lot of us become a little bit more lazy in Taurus season. Not because Taurians are lazy, no, they just get to things slower. But the good side is that they are slower because they want to make sure it gets done right so they don't have to do it 50 more times. They are in it for the long haul. They are the bull. Welcome to Taurus season. Before anybody goes and gets offended, this is just a general overview of the sign of Taurus. So you could have things in your chart that can take some of these characteristics away or change them or alter them a little bit to where you don't resonate with it, and that's fine. So I don't want to have 50 comments down in the comment section about how Taurus is not like this and you are not like that and you don't relate to this and blah 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 blah. Like, I get it, okay? Anyway, now that we got that out of the way, if you're new here, hello, my name is Tawny Michelle. I know I've gained a lot of you guys last month. It's great to see you guys. So in this video, we are going to be talking about what we can do in May to kind of embrace the Taurian energy and what we can do with that energy and kind of how May is going to play out for all of us, no matter what sign you are. So whether you have Taurus in your chart or not, I have no Taurus in my chart. Actually, my midheaven is in Taurus. So the top part of my chart, my adulthood, is in Taurus. So I guess that's a lie. But other than that, I don't have anything in Taurus. It's kind of actually crazy, and I've always debated on whether I wanted to say this or not, because I don't want to turn people off, but a lot of Tauruses online, for whatever reason, like me, a lot of you guys I know are Tauruses. My Taurus videos are some of the best that I have on my channel, but for whatever reason in real life, I never seem to get along with Taurians that well. I mean, we can get along, but we don't vibe. And it's weird because I'm a Libra, so we both have the same ruling planet of Venus. We are both about beauty and creativity and the aesthetic, as you will. But Taurians are a lot more... They can be a lot more bullheaded. They can be a lot more stubborn, I guess you could say. And so I guess they get annoyed with me easy because I'm very open and I'm very good with the flow, and Taurians are fixed earth. They are an earth sign and they are a fixed sign. So what that means is they are very set in their ways. They are very fixed in their ways in earth, and earthly things, and beauty and that kind of thing. So they have a beauty about them. They enjoy the beauty, the luxury of things, the taste of things as much as I do as a Libra. Hence why I had to, you know, get a little bit dressed up. And if you're a Taurus, you're allowed to drill my aesthetic or my outfit or whatever in the comments. That is fine. But no, this isn't about stereotyping. These are just the normal qualities, the normal characteristics, if you will, of Taurians. So if you don't relate to them and you're a Taurian, that is fine. That is totally fine. You probably have other things in your chart that are more dominant to where you don't have all of the characteristics. There's not 12 types of people in the world. It would be pretty damn boring if there were, right? Just because I am a Leo rising, I do not relate to everything about Leo, and just because I am a Libra sun, I don't relate to everything about a Libra sun. So it would be pretty boring, right? I mean, I'm just saying. So anyways, Taurians are the bull, so they can be somewhat slower in what they're doing. They can take more time. They want something for the long haul. They want stability. They want something of quality. You know, they prefer quality over quantity. They can be very artistic in all kinds of things that they do, whether it's cooking, food. They can eat food and like really eat it. And it's so funny because it's weird that I don't have any Taurus in my chart besides my midheaven, because when I eat food, everybody always tells me I'm a slow eater. And my response is always, I like to enjoy it. I like to actually taste the food instead of just hurrying it up and gulping it down my mouth. You know what I mean? Like, I like to taste it. And I feel like that would be something that Taurians would probably do, you know? Like, they have a very good, you know, they have a very good eye for beauty and for all of the finer things, you know, and yeah, they get the reputation of being lazy. Every sign has some kind of bad reputation, you know what I mean? Most signs have more than a few. So, but every Taurian I know, they can be lazy, but they can also, they know how to work, they know how to make their money. Like I said, they're in it for the long haul. They're normally very good with money. They're normally very good at making sure things are done on time, paying things on time. They're normally very responsible. They are hard to get to break off of something. Like once they have their mindset, or once they see you a certain way, it's very hard to change their mind about something that they truly believe in. So Taurians rule the second house, which is the house of money, and they are the 5th sign of the year, which number 5, and you know, is the sign of, or the number of money. They are, the second house also rules, you know, our hobbies, our interests, our instincts, and how we make money. And so in Taurus season, all signs can find themselves embracing Taurian type of energy, whether that is worrying about our looks, worrying about money, how to make more money, what we really want. You know, Taurus is about doing what they love in the heart and what feels good to them. Taurians are also all about comfort. So it has a lot to do, Taurians have a lot to do with comfort, what makes you comfortable. And that's what you might find in Taurian season and Taurus season. You know, you might find yourself, you know, still wanting to look cute but switching to the sweatpants instead of the jeans, or you might find yourself eating a lot more. You might find yourself just enjoying the finer things in life, wanting to be comfortable a lot more. And I mean, all of this kind of sounds like me 24/7, so like I said, I'm surprised I don't have Taurian in my chart, other than the stubbornness. So the main thing to not forget about, and what Taurus is actually, Taurians are actually here to learn throughout their life, is to keep an open mind. Don't get so fixated on one thing and, you know, become stubborn when everybody else is trying to tell you a different way, or trying to teach you something or helping you learn something. Don't get so fixated and become stubborn. You know, that can be an easy thing to do this month. So Taurus, you know, each sign has like their own little I something, and it kind of stands for what they are. So Aries is I am. Aries is this is me, you know, that's the start. It's the start of the zodiac. So I am, this is who I am. What do I do next? So Taurus is the second sign, so therefore it rules the second house, just like Aries is the first sign, so it rules the first house, and so on, in case you didn't know that. And I go over a lot of this on my Patreon. For my $25 a month tiers, I teach them astrology and tarot, answer any questions that they have a couple times a month. So you can definitely check that out if you're interested in learning more about astrology and stuff. But Taurus is the sign of I have, so, you know, and that goes with them. You know, like I said, they're all about value and quality of things. They like to look nice. They like to dress nice. They are all about the aesthetic, like I said. They have a very good eye for beauty and creation because they are ruled by Venus, which is the planet of creation and beauty and money and love, and that's what we are as Libras and Taurians. So this month we're all gonna kind of be feeling our way around and trying to get back to the basics, back to what makes us feel good, back to what we love. Like last month in April was more about who we are. In Aries season, it was about, you know, who am I and what do I want to do and what's my vibe? Like, no matter what sign you are, I'm sure these things were going on in your life in some way, shape, or form. Like, you were reevaluating who you are and what your vibe is and what you like to dress like, or, you know, you might have been, you know, reevaluating certain things, or, you know, looking in, you know, to new styles, or, you know, just really evaluating who you are as a person and who you are becoming as a person. And this month is more about, what do I have? What do I love? What do I want to do? Like, what is going to make me feel comfortable? What do I love to do, you know, and how can I get more quality and more value out of what I love to do? And that's kind of what it's going to be about for all signs, no matter what sign you are. Knowing what we love, a lot of patterns could come up this month, because as the second house, as Taurus rules the second house, it can be about our patterns, like I said, our instincts, our hobbies. So as far as the astrology goes, for May, So last month we talked about all of the crazy aspects that were happening last month, and I went more into detail about how they would affect each sign in the videos like I do every month. So these are the aspects that are happening, and I will give you a sense of how they're going to affect all of us no matter what sign we are. And then in the individual videos we will go over a little more specifically how they could show up in your life. But I want to rewind really quick back to April, where I mentioned, obviously if you've been here for a while, you know I've been talking about this big ass transit that we've been having in Capricorn, and it's a nasty one, so if you're going through a nasty time, this is probably why. But it is the South Node, which is pretty much past life stuff, karmic stuff, things from the past, where we can, pretty much our vicious circles that we fall into, where we can kind of get comfortable and fall into and then end up in this like never-ending cycle, you know. And then we have a North Node, which is like the destiny, the purpose, like where we're going, you know. So the North Node is in Cancer right now, and you also have these placements in your chart too, which tell you your purpose, where you're comfortable in life, where your endless circle is, and then where your purpose is. So the South Node is in Capricorn, and like I said, it's about karma and all of that. And it's there with a planet of karma, Saturn, and the planet of discipline also. Saturn rules karma, discipline, lessons. It's kind of like a malefic planet. It teaches pretty hard lessons. And then we also have Pluto there. So Pluto is also a malefic planet, super malefic. Pluto rules death, rebirth, transformation, all of the similar things that Scorpio rules. So these three guys are sitting right there on top of each other, making them one big badass, pretty much. And Saturn and Pluto are about to go retrograde, which means they've been causing havoc when they're going forward. They've been causing havoc in our outside life. Things that we can't control happen. So when they go retrograde, they're going to be causing havoc and chaos internally. Pluto has already went retrograde actually, but Saturn is about to on the 29th, and it's not exactly here yet at the day that I'm filming this. So that's why I wanted to talk about it, because it starts right and smack dab pretty much right before the very beginning of May. So we're going to start feeling it, you know, in May. So that's why I wanted to bring it back up again. So this is going to be a revision of commitments that we've had, traditions that we follow, things that we thought were stable in our life that may no longer be stable. Some of us could be going through some very deep transformations when it comes to things that we thought were stable in our lives, or responsibilities that we had that we thought were stable, but maybe they're becoming a burden, things like that. But because the planet of karma is sitting on the South Node, and like I said, the South Node is very karmic and has to do with past lives, we are about to see some major ass karma about to happen in all of our lives, depending on where Capricorn is in your chart, and we will go over that in the tarot videos for each sign. So make sure you're always watching your sun sign and your ascendant sign as well, and even your moon sign if you'd like, but sun and ascendant are definitely the ones to watch if you're gonna watch any. Anyways, this is going to be the start of a very karmic time for all of us. Because Pluto is sitting there with it, this could also have to do with power, authority, destruction of things in our lives that we thought were stable. And it's going to be a very intense time for a lot of us. We're going to be thinking about the long term and our long-term goals and what we want to achieve and how far we've gone. Anything from the past that may not be so good, you may be getting lessons on. There may be some karma coming back from the past or even past lives that starts happening to a lot of us, and that, you know, that we might not understand because it's from past lives, but it closes the gap pretty much. It ends that karma that we have. So Saturn is all about how hard you work and, you know, responsibilities, goals, achievement, etc. So if you know that you've been doing that, then you probably have nothing to worry about. But, you know, if you've been abusing your power, or, you know, really not using yourself to your fullest potential, or as much as you can, as much as you think you can, you know, then Saturn is going to teach you how to do that in various different ways, but they're normally kind of hard-hitting ways. But like I said, it will mainly be internally because it's going to be a retrograde planet. So it's going to be happening from the internal. You're going to start changing from the internal. It's not going to be as much external chaos as it has been. Anyway, so May 4th, we have a new moon in Taurus, and personally for me, I think this is going to be about what you have, what you want, and you might have to make, because of the other aspects that are going to be aspecting this new moon in Taurus, you might have to make a change or a decision around this time, especially depending on, you know, your chart and how this new moon is going to affect your chart as well. Also, I have tons of new readings, so if you need to book a personal reading, I'm doing a monthly reading right now where you can get your own monthly reading and see how all of this stuff is going to affect your chart. I think it's $45 right now, and I'm probably going to have a spring sale here in a week or two where I do probably like $5 off every reading, any reading of your choice. So yeah, that's exciting. So if you want to book a reading with me, just see the description below. All you have to do is send me an email, or you can even hop over to my Facebook page and book a reading right there on Facebook. So anyways, had to self-promote real quick because this is my full-time job now, in case you didn't know. But yeah, so you may have to make a decision or a change to get out of a situation around this new moon in Taurus. And remember, the new moon, the energy from, you know, the new or the full moons can last up to a week or two, sometimes even more after. So if nothing happens the day of the new moon, don't be like, oh, well, I don't know what she was talking about. You know what I mean? Like, give it some time, it'll happen. But yeah, I think this is going to be having to make a decision about what you really want and make a change, because there's something in your life that you don't really want anymore and that you need to get rid of. Anyways, so May 6th, we have Mercury stepping into Taurus. No surprise, Mercury is always not very far behind the sun. So yeah, with Mercury in Taurus, a lot of us will probably be able to think a lot more sufficiently, I would say, more slower, but thinking of things in terms of quality. You know what I mean? Our communication skills might be a little bit more slower, especially considering that Mercury, you know, goes through Aries first, and Aries is super fast. But yeah, we're going to be wanting to say and think of things of value and quality and et cetera, et cetera. And that could change a little bit depending on your own chart and stuff. Anyway, so then May 15th, Venus goes into Taurus, and then Mars also enters Cancer. So when Venus goes into Taurus, this is going to be great if you are creative, if you do any kind of creative activities, if you have creativity as your outlet. I mean, this is going to be great. A lot of people are probably going to be wanting to shop, wanting to look good, wanting to improve how they look, especially if you have a lot of Taurus in your chart. People are going to be wanting to express themselves a lot more creatively, and they're going to want to be, you know, they're going to be paying a lot more attention to beauty, because like I said, Taurus is the sign of beauty. Yeah, and then Mars goes into Cancer, so this is not the greatest place for Mars, because Cancer is all emotional and mushy and, you know, is very deeply emotional, and Mars is a badass, you know, the masculine planet. So this is not the greatest placement for Mars. It can make us emotionally angry. It's like when you get so angry that you just cry. You know what I mean? Like, if you've ever been there, then you know what I mean. But that's kind of how it can come off in certain ways. So May 18th, we have a full moon in Scorpio, and I'll probably do a live stream for that. So I'll probably talk a little bit more about that then. But, you know, it's a full moon in Scorpio. Like, so there's probably going to be some kind of change, transformation, or ending that comes with it for sure, because a full moon, you know, calls for that kind of stuff anyway. Yeah, then May 21st, the Sun and Mercury both move into Gemini, and we will talk a little bit more about that in June's all sign. I had to think where we were for a minute. In June's all sign video, when I discuss Gemini, and we get to talk about the lovely sign of Gemini. I love Geminis. Anyway, so can't wait for that. And Mercury, its ruling planet, will be going in there as well, so that's going to be super interesting. So yeah, Venus. So this is a different kind of aspect than I normally talk about. I don't normally talk about actual aspects, as in the sun squares this or trines this, etc. I normally just talk about when planets move or big planets, you know, big things are happening or they're on top of each other or something. But I do talk about this kind of stuff in my actual personal readings. It's just we'd be here forever if I talked about every little aspect that happened every month. If like who trined what and who squared what and all of that. So, but Venus squares the north and south node from the 4th through the 9th of May. And I think this is very important because Venus is our relationships, love, creativity, money. Squaring the nodes, squaring means that it's in a rough aspect too. There's going to be some tension, some kind of like change, like the planets aren't in a good alignment with each other. They're not getting along. They're not speaking very well. They're like arguing almost. So I personally think this is going to have to do with relationships versus you. Your relationships versus you, because Venus will still be in Aries when this happens. So there's going to be some tension between some kind of relationship that you're in or multiple relationships that you're in, whether they are romantic or other, versus you and who you are and what you really want for yourself. So it's kind of going to be like individuality versus your relationships. Who you are outside of your relationships, what do you want, what do you deserve, and who or what do you really love. And I think that's what it's going to be about. So that's going to be from May 4th through May 9th. That is pretty much it. It's not as much as the previous months. I cannot believe we're already in fucking May. Like, hello. How did that happen so quick? Like, I don't even know. Like, it's freaking crazy. But anyways, you guys, make sure to check out my new personal readings. They are down below. I'm also going to be bringing the bonus videos back to where after I do the monthly readings, I'm going to go on and read more, clarify more. I will be putting them over on Patreon, so you can get them for $5 a month. Or more. You can get more stuff if you pay more, obviously, but yeah, so I might be offering them on another site too. I'm not sure yet. I'll definitely come out with an announcement if I do that, but make sure you check out all my new personal readings. I have so many new ones that I've added, tarot and birth chart. So yeah, make sure you check those out, and thank you guys so much for 10 freaking K. I'm working on so much cool stuff for you guys. I cannot wait for you guys to see it. I just cannot believe it. I cannot believe how fast this channel has grown and how much you guys are, how supportive you guys are, pretty much. Like, I just can't believe it. So, yeah, I love you guys, and I will see you guys in the monthly tarot readings. We'll be starting with Taurus, obviously, and then Earth signs will go first. So, I will see you guys soon.